Hey there, good morning, I'm John. Today is Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Welcome to my daily vlog. I may yawn or fall asleep during this vlog. Last night was one of those thunderstorm nights in Florida, and the house has been rumbling, lightning, and light rain, but man, it's good sleeping weather. It was tough to get up this morning. Yeah, you know, it's my vlog. We talk about what we've been doing next and how it's going with content creation. Yeah, so let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday, which makes it podcast edit day. It was a rewind, so we take an old episode, we repackage it, and we had a good attendance there, you know, standard attendance, really good conversation, particularly good conversation. I'll talk about that in a second. But got that episode edited, tagged, uploaded, marked up, done. It's touchless now. It'll go live tomorrow morning. It was about the Walkman. Episode from 2018, in fact. Wow. Sounded surprisingly okay for an episode that old. Some of them you hear and you're like, but it was okay. Anyway, got that one, got that done. During the conversation, though, I mentioned yesterday, I don't know what my next long form production is going to be. I had no idea. But always my radar on for interesting things. During the conversation in the chat for the live edit, we had a conversation about the blowback that Atari's getting on the 7800 Plus and how common it is to the 2600 Plus. And I'm like, yeah, that is interesting. And we had some back and forth. Anyway, there's one little point that came up like, I wonder what would have happened if kind of thing. So we got done with that. You know, I did some social media, went to lunch. While at lunch, it occurred to me, wait a minute. What if just that one thing that I find interesting, I could turn into a video? You know, it's just an idea about a thing, just a discussion point. Worth a try. I had no solid ideas for what I was doing next, so I came home after lunch, did some outlining, shot, edited, laid down the B-roll, published a new video that is just about the conversation we had during the live stream on Twitch, the edit. And that video has done spectacularly well, especially considering the short notice and what it was. Overnight, over 4,400 views that is done. One of our top performers. And keep in mind, that's not even 24 hours, right? That's just since, I don't know, 3:30 or 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon I published it. So it's been, what, 18 hours or whatever that is. Incredibly well, incredibly well. So more about that at the end of this video, but we'll get back to that. I also picked a Friday plays that I'm going to be doing. I took a suggestion from David Walker right here on this vlog. I was reading his comment and I'm like, that's a good idea. So I'm getting that, getting it ready. I picked it is what I've done. I'm more getting ready today. And then I did some more organization and writing of some future essay topics that I had on the back end of my stack of stuff to do, because I had, you know, like a free hour or so, and I'm like, well, let's spend that time doing this. So, surprisingly successful, productive day yesterday, even though I didn't know what I was doing going into it. And I have another one of those today, so we'll see how it goes. Let's talk about stats. So, doing well, you know, I have my little chart here. That's just a representation of, I would like to be at or above this midpoint of 50 subscribers and 10,000 views average over the last 7 days. We're up a bit from yesterday, thanks to a good yesterday performance. 9,400, just under my target. 9,400 views and up 94 subscribers average over the last 7 days. So, you know what that probably means. We were very close yesterday. We were at 56,600 subscribers, and today we're at 56,700 and a bunch. So once again, probably over the course of the morning, we'll hit that next one, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. So good progress on the subscriber front for sure. So let's talk about today real quick. So I need to do some more work on that Friday plays. I'll have gathered stuff. I need to make the thumbnail, you know, pick a background, find a little trivia to write, you know, things that I do. The game itself I know, so it's not like a lot of research. You know, read the manual, see if there's any stuff I didn't know, because that's always interesting. At noon today, I'm being interviewed by I'm not interviewing someone, someone's interviewing me. So I have to be ready to do that. Probably a short interview, and then I'll go to lunch right after. And then, and then I said the rest of the day is kind of, I don't have a solid outline for the afternoon, but I'm going to be open to the spirits in the wind, because yesterday worked so well. I'll be reading articles, reading social comments, things like that, looking for topics that are obviously of interest so that I can start planning for the next one. Even though we'll have done 3 videos this week, that's okay. If another one happens, it happens. And so to circle back to the video I did yesterday, I just want to, as we've gone through this experiment over the last pushing 2 years now, we have found several things that work and tried them. Some have stuck and some have not. We tried spinning around and grabbing stuff off the set and doing videos about that. We've tried a number of things. We've tried the Friday plays, and that has become pretty good. Not a solid performer, but that's become a regular thing. But some things we've started and they've gone by the wayside. However, something that, this was an epiphany that after I did it, it started with the editorial essay things. We've been doing news articles. If a news article happened, I would do an editorial about it, right? And but really what I had been doing up to this point really is I'm doing a video about a thing. Either a product I'm reviewing, or an update to that product I'm reviewing, or the thing being the news release, press release rather. I'm always looking for ideas for videos. But what I have realized, and is obvious if you look around, but I wasn't seeing it this way, is that ideas are videos. You can do a video just about an idea, a discussion point, a thought. It doesn't necessarily have to be look at the latest widget. Look, I still love looking at the latest widgets, and I'm still doing all that, but to supplement that and continue to grow, I just never considered an idea to be enough for a video. I'm clearly wrong, because look, and then you look around at other videos and it's often people, politics is in large part about ideas, right? And look how much press politics gets. But within my little niche, we're the same people, and you have thoughts about, well, I think this is going well, and you could put some argument against that and see what other people think. That doesn't have to be the subsection of a review about the product. So what I did yesterday was really a thought experiment where I said, what if this hadn't happened? Would this be different? I think that's influencing this. And it did fantastic, just because it's interesting enough. And also, ideas aren't relegated to only people that have that product. Because often, how many times you go buy something and then go straight to YouTube to look for a review for it to justify your expense or find out if there's any gotchas? A product review is often relegated to people who have it or thinking about getting it. And if they're not, they may not watch it all, right? So, but everyone can share in these ideas. Everyone can have an opinion about it. And the comment section of these videos that I'm doing that are idea-based, editorial, why not just emulate video? Who is the 7800 Plus for, which is kind of product-based, but the one yesterday was purely an idea. And so the conclusion I've come to, saying that word too many times, the conclusion I've come to is that there's another subsection, a class of video that is wide open and available for me to do, and clearly there's a demand for it, which is just if you have an interesting take on something or idea about something else that's happening that's timely, and this was timely, there's a potential there, or can be. You probably do it wrong too, and nobody likes it. But also, I think it's also not, how do I say this without sounding uppity, kind of smug? I don't think just anyone can do these. Not because I'm super special, but I've paid my dues to get to a point where I have enough of a recognition factor. Look, I put my face on them. I go, here I'm thinking about this thing, right? I'm pointing this idea. I've gotten to the point where enough people recognize who I am from doing all the product reviews that they seem to be interested in hearing what I have to say about that. Or at least they're willing to watch to disagree with me, which is okay too. I think if you're starting out, you can't just do a video about ideas, or maybe you can. I don't know. It's a subsection I've completely ignored, really, outside of editorials about press releases. So I think it's a new possibility opening up that I'm paying attention to, that could be great opportunity, could be a fluke, but the last 3 or 4 of them I've done to say it's not a fluke. So interesting stuff. Even after all this time, you can still learn. You can still find new avenues. That's why you never give up, because you never know what you might discover the next day. That's what happened. So wow, that got deep all of a sudden, and it wasn't how I intended it, but it's true. Everything. You never know what you might come across the next day that might go, that was the thing I was lacking, and you never knew. So, and we don't know if that's true yet, but we're going to experiment and push forward until we find the next thing and the next thing. Yeah, okay. With that said, I got to go get busy looking after that next thing. So thank you, of course, for popping in to check out my vlog. If in fact you did, you know that if you're here every day, I love you for that. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great Wednesday. Remember to do something good for yourself, and I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.